Hi guys, welcome to today's session. In today's session, we are going to discuss about why do we need automation testing. So before we get started, please subscribe to our channel to support us. And if you like this video or if you find this video useful, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. So let's get started. Before anything else, we need to understand what is automation testing. So automation is something which means that a task that can be done manually is converted into something which can be run automatically. Minimal human interaction is required or human interference is not required at all. So these kind of functions are called automation functions or automated functions. So automation testing is a process of testing the application with the help of the predefined scripts which are written by the developers or testers using a tool. The scripts reduces the effort of testing the application manually. The script can run n number of times and these scripts can be changed or updated as per the current requirements. The automation testing is done with the help of a tool, hence it reduces the testing time invested on the manual effort and provide extra time for the tester to concentrate on other important activities like exploratory testing or maintaining the existing test scripts or writing new scripts, etc. So why do we need automation testing? So the automation testing has many advantages. So this lets you build better application with minimal efforts. Also, it saves a lot of time. Major reasons why automation testing is important are as given below. First one is flexibility. It can run at any time. 24 by 7 it will be available and you can start the script as per the schedule you want to from anywhere. You can initiate this test from any place anytime. Less resource requirement. Now since this is completely automated, we don't need any person or an associate, a tester to sit there and do the efforts manually. We have predefined scripts which can run on the predefined timings or you can shoot these scripts on any time you require. So hence we don't need too many resources, as in too many associates or testers are not required to do the automation testing. Reusability. So since these scripts are written in such a way that these can be reused for the maybe regression testing or retesting or some modules which are similar to an existing module. So you can reuse or repurpose the existing suits or scripts. Bugs. Since the automation testing is run by scripts and from the initial stages itself we start doing this, so there are high chances to catch the bugs at early stages of the development cycle. Since we catch the bugs at the very beginning, it gives a lot of time for the developer also to fix them before the release itself. So it saves a lot of time instead of waiting till the end. Reliability. Automation testing is definitely very reliable because it is very quicker. And manual testing takes a lot of time and there are high chances since a human, a tester is sitting there and doing it every time manually, there are high chances of getting errors. So let's discuss about the automation testing process diagram. So first of all, we need to select the test tool. You need to consider the following points while selecting the perfect tool for your application. First thing, the tool must help you to easily develop and maintain the scripts. Second thing, it must be compatible with all kinds of platforms like web, mobile, desktop, etc. Next, it must have a test reporting functionality and must be able to support multiple languages. Next is scope of automation. So next we need to understand the scope of automation and highlight the test cases which can be automated. Now how we do it is based on the below scenarios. So the scenarios which have large amount of data, the test cases which have common functionalities across applications and technical feasibilities, the extent to which business components are reused and the complexity of the test suite. Depending on that, we can decide the scope of the automation. Next is planning, design, and development. So, after determining your goal and which type of test to automate, you should decide what actions your automated test will perform as part of planning, designing, and development. So, the major things are developing a test case. The test case must be developed in such a manner that they are easy to edit and debug. So, it is advised to divide the test cases into smaller units. And next is developing test suites. To make sure all the test cases run in sequential manner and automatically, we must develop a test suite. For this, we need to create a test suite that has multiple test cases, a library, and a command line tool that runs the test suite. Next is test execution. So automation scripts are executed during this phase. Also, execution can be performed using the automation tool directly or through the test management tool, which will invoke the automation tool. Last is maintenance. So maintenance becomes necessary to improve the effectiveness of automation. The actions performed during testing are recorded. As new functionalities get added to the software that you are testing with successive cycles, automation scripts need to be added, reviewed, and maintained for each release cycle. Next is criteria for tool selection. So, what all things we need to remember while we decide which tool we are going to use for automation. So, first thing, is your tool having data driven capabilities? Is your tool having debugging and logging capabilities? Is your tool platform independent? Is it extensible and customizable? Does it provide email notifications? And does it have version control and support unattended test scripts runs? So all these things we need to consider while we try to select a tool for our automation. Now let's discuss about types of frameworks. So there are 6 types for now. First one is linear automation framework. With a linear test automation framework, also referred to as a record and playback framework, testers don't need to write code to create functions, and the steps are written in a sequential order. In this process, the tester records each step, such as navigation, user input, or checkpoints, and then plays the script back automatically to conduct the test. In data-driven automation framework, the test data is stored in the form of tables or spreadsheets. In this method, the tester is allowed to give a single test script that can execute tests for all the test data from the table and export the output into the same table. The input data can be stored in single or multiple data sources like XLS, XML, CSV, or even databases. Keyword-driven automation framework. In keyword-driven automation framework, the test case is divided into 4 parts in order to separate the code from the test case. The test case is divided as first, test steps, second, objects for the test steps, third is action on the test step, and fourth is data for the test objects. Next is modular automation framework. In modular framework, the application is divided into smaller modules. After breaking down the application into individual modules, a test script is created for each part and then combined to build larger tests in a hierarchical fashion. These larger set of tests will begin to represent various test cases. A key advantage of using this modular framework is it builds an abstraction layer which ensures that any changes made in individual sections won't affect the primary module. This is hybrid automation framework. Now it is actually a combination of any of the other frameworks. This will help the tester to use advantages of some and eliminate the weaknesses of the other. Every application is different and so should the processes used to test them must be. As more teams move to agile method, setting up a flexible framework for automated testing is crucial. A hybrid framework can be more easily adapted to get the best results. Last one is library architecture testing framework. The library architecture framework is based on the modular framework with some additional benefits. Instead of dividing the application into a number of scripts, similar tasks within the script are identified and later grouped by the function. So the application is ultimately broken down by common objectives. These functions are kept in a library which can be called using the test scripts whenever required. Now let's see few of the popular tools that are used for functional automation. Popular tools used for non-functional automation. Let's see the difference between manual and automation testing. So the automation testing and manual testing differ in a couple of features. For example, accuracy and reliability. In manual testing, the accuracy is usually very low because it is done by an individual and it is prone to human error. Whereas automation testing is having high accuracy because all the test scripts are predefined and they cannot go wrong unless the requirements change. Next feature is time required. For manual testing, the time required is too high. Next feature is cost. For manual testing, the return on investment is low, but whereas in automation testing, the ROI is really high. Next feature is usage. Manual testing is suitable for exploratory, usability, and ad hoc testings, whereas automation testing is suitable for regression testings, performance testings, and load testings. Last one is the dependencies. For manual testing, human observation is required to find out any problems with test cases or the test results. In automation testing, no human observation is required. That's it for today's session. I hope this session was useful and helpful to you. If you have any questions or comments, please do share in comment section. And thank you so much for watching. To support us, please subscribe to the channel and hit on the like button if you like this video. We will meet you in our upcoming session. Till then, take care and bye.